Hello, my name is Cadence Youngke, and I watched The Working Poor for this discussion post. There were a lot of touching stories in this documentary. The first person they followed was a woman working in Florida. She had two part time jobs, working 70 hours a week just to meet the bare minimum of what they needed. She has four kids and her mother in law that live with them too in a motel room. She quit her job and moved to Florida as a fresh start. The second place they showed us was Seattle, Washington. They followed different people living in a homeless community. In one of these families shown, only the father was able to work because they had no one to watch their children. They were able to get into emergency housing, but in the end, that didn't help them and they had to go back to living on the streets. A lot of these people have families and children. The one thing that was said frequently throughout the film was that it's only an American dream for the rich. One thing I found interesting is that a corporate company laid off over 1,000 employees in one area because they wanted to make more money off the profits of their products. At the end of the documentary, we were able to see one family they followed leave the motel room and get an apartment. It was nice to see that there are still programs available to help families that are struggling. The biggest social problem is homelessness. When it comes to homelessness, it makes it hard for people to seek medical care, which in turn can cause infections not only to the homeless population but to others too. Another concern I would have would be crime associated with homelessness. I feel that the family is the biggest social institute impacted by homelessness. Children aren't living like they should be, and the parents are working far more hours than they should be. Many of the families shown in this presentation didn't have the support outside of the family, which can make it difficult to have both parents working to be able to find a place to live and provide food. More jobs were created to try and help combat the recession, but when they are only getting paid $8 an hour, they aren't going to be able to pay for their necessities, like housing and food for their families. People are having to work 2 to 3 different jobs just to get by, and others are getting laid off after working at the same job for 10 plus years. A family in Florida was able to get an apartment with the help of a family safety net program. This helped them get back onto their feet and save money for the bigger and better things. They were able to get a 3 bedroom apartment, and this was helping the mother be able to save for food and better housing outside of this family program. A family in Seattle was able to get into an emergency placement homeless shelter, which helped them save money for 6 months. But they were unable to find housing after they left, so they went back to living on the streets. My question to you would be, what are some ways you think we can combat homelessness and the working poor communities? I feel that we could have more options for helping these families, such as finding good paying jobs and housing, coming up with different resources for the families so that they can still live their American dream, and so that these children are being raised in a clean and educational environment. Thank you.